From the headquarters of Ramsey Solutions, this is the EntreLeadership podcast, where I take calls from leaders like you about what it takes to win at any stage of business and leadership. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host, with over 30 years of experience leading in the trenches right alongside you. If you've got a question you want to ask, fill out the form on EntreLeadership.com/ask or give us a call at 844-944-1070. That's 844-944-1070. Scott is with us in St. Louis. Hi, Scott. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to seeing you at the Leadership Summit as well.
Absolutely.
I've got a small dental practice in St. Louis, Missouri. We've got 5 employees, did about $1.3 million last year. And my question is, I have 2 employees who are great at their roles, but they fight like cats and dogs. They're always at each other, and I'm wondering how to handle that. And if you can help me with that at all.
What are they fighting about?
Everything. So I feel like the crux of the issue is they're just 2 very different people.
No, different people can get along and respect each other.
Yeah. Okay, let me give you a little background on them, if that's okay.
Sure.
One is kind of a classic Southern belle. She has very strong ideals, very strong morals, and if you don't match up to those ideals, she can be a bit judgmental and kind of look down on you a bit. The other employee is very she's kind of rough around the edges. She's got 5 kids, single mom, crazy tattoos and makeup colors, and so if the 2 of them saw each other passing on the street, they wouldn't like each other, and there's just kind of an inherent distrust between them. They're both excellent at what they do, and I'm very happy with their performance in their roles, but they from day one have not liked each other and just do not get along.
Who's been there longer?
They started around the same time. One is like a couple months longer than the other, but they both have been with me around 2 years now.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it's a small office. We've only got 5 team members,
so
that's tough when 2 of them aren't getting along.
Okay. Yeah, it is tough. So how long have they been working there?
A couple years now.
So this has been going on for 2 years.
Yeah.
Have you attempted to address it before?
Yeah. I've had conversations one-on-one with each of them. I've had conversations with both of them. I've really tried to help them get along, and I'm kind of getting to the point where it's like, okay, well, how much is this my job to help these 2 adults?
Oh, it is your job.
Adults?
It is your job. You're the leader. Your job's to fire.
Well, exactly.
You got to fire them both if you can't get it straightened out.
Well, and that's what I was wondering is at what point do I say, okay, it's my job to develop the culture and help?
Exactly. It is your job.
Team.
Yeah, you have to. This has to end.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not an option. Okay, it has to end, and I'm not going to put up with it. If I own the place, I'm not going to put up with it. So, you've been very careful to draw a line right down the middle of this without laying the blame on one or the other. And yet you have a sense that one of them is more of stirring it up than the other. You think the Southern Belle's stirring it up with passive-aggressive eye rolls.
It's both. Yeah, but
once she lays that into that old girl who's got some street time on her, streetwise, that old girl don't put up with it, and she comes back at her hard.
Yeah.
But I think the other one's starting it.
I think they both start it. Okay. I've seen them both. Yeah.
I'm wrong. Okay.
Yeah. No.
I think the deal is this. Then at a minimum, we have to establish this. This ends now. Okay.
Okay.
I own this business, and in a place that I own, I don't want people treating each other this way.
Yeah.
I'm not okay.
Yeah.
So this is stopping. So I'm going to sit down with the two of them together and say, the next time that you guys go at each other like this, the one that starts it, I'm going to fire them. Zero tolerance from this point forward. I've talked to you about this, and you two are acting like a couple of high school girls, and I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done. And you're acting like a couple kids in a movie or something, and this ain't a movie. This is your life. You guys, I treat you with respect. You treat me with respect. You're going to treat each other with respect. You don't have to like each other. You don't have to go to dinner together, but you at least have to be kind and reasonable to each other, and this constant bickering is done.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. If I have to fire one of you or both of you, I will, and I will start again. I am not going to do this. Part of your job description is to be respectful to the other people that work here.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to be, go out of your way. You don't have to do anything, but you cannot function this way. One of them will say, well, that's just the way I am.
Yeah.
Fire them when they say that.
Okay.
Now, you can pull them aside in a moment. You don't have to do it in front of the other one, but just go, what you're telling me when you say just the way I am is you're telling me you're not willing to abide by what I just said, and so our time is done. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Because it can't fix it if they don't want to fix it. It's just the way I am. I'll give you an example, okay? I had a guy who worked here years and years and years ago, and I really liked the guy. I think I was the only one. He was like the guy on Sesame Street, the Grouch, Oscar,
Yeah.
and he was super politically right-wing, like just to the right of Genghis Khan, right, politically, and he had to tell everybody about it, and he was real rough and gruff, and I kind of thought he was fun because I grew up with people like that. He didn't bother me a bit. He just real, like you said, kind of had a few miles on him on the street, and he's just like he's just gruff, he's a grouch. And the problem was though that I end up with the guy who's leading him comes into my office and he goes, "Hey, the last 3 people he has worked with cried."
Oh, yeah.
Because he was such a jerk, and 2 of them were women. You know what I mean? Come on. I mean, it's like this guy is a jerk, right?
Yeah.
And so I sat down with him. I said, look, dude, we can't do this anymore. Can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, well, it's, I've been here a long time, and these people just need to get over it. They need to have thick skin. And I'm like, no, they don't. You do.
Yeah.
Nobody's changing here but you. We all treat each other nice and reasonable, and we may not agree. We may not like each other. We may not like the way somebody votes. We may not agree about jokes or whatever, all that, whatever, but at least you need to be calm, kind, compassionate when you're dealing with the other people. Well, I don't think I can do that. And I said, well, then our time here's done.
Mm.
You're making the decision to fire yourself. I'm telling you the terms under which you get to stay.
Yeah.
I'd like you to stay because you and I get along. I like you. But I'm not going to have people in my building crying because of you.
Yeah.
That's not happening. They don't cry because of me, and they ain't crying because of you. And, so I'm pretty blunt, pretty direct and all that, but nobody in here is crying. They all know I love them, and they all know we're working together to get the job done. And he goes, well, some of them are just doing some stupid stuff. And I said, I don't disagree with that. I just disagree with how you handled it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's where you are.
I mean,
you're going to have to sit down, and I think one of them is going to say, well, you just have to accept me the way I am. And, I can do that as a person, and we can still be friends, and I can accept you the way you are, but you can't work here anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, one of them's showing a lot more willingness to grow and change already, so.
Which one?
Yeah. The one who's a little more streetwise and a little rough around the edges. Yeah.
I go back to my original.
Yeah.
Mrs. Judgmental, passive-aggressive, eye roller is the I may be right. We'll find out, Scott, after this.
You might have hit it.
Stay tuned to the Scott scenario. The Scott, as the world turns, right? And so the soap opera. I got to tell you, man, at times in my building over the years, not lately, not in the last 2 decades even, but at times I would go home and tell my wife, I think I'm running a freaking beauty parlor. I mean, these people fight and gossip and carry on. I can't seem to get them to quit, And so I know the frustration you've got. I completely understand it. But my son says this all the time. He reminds me because I taught him this saying, and then he uses it on me. He goes, hey, we get in the building what we're willing to tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we're not willing to tolerate it, then we won't get it in the building anymore because it will leave the building because we won't tolerate it. And so you're getting this because you're tolerating it. And so you've got to clean it up. And here's the thing. When you do, the other 3 team members will breathe a sigh of relief too, because they're having to come to work and there's so much electricity in the air that their body tightens up, their shoulder blades tighten up before they walk in because they don't know when the next cat fight's going to be.
Exactly, yeah.
And they're having to work in this environment too. It's bothering you and you own it. Yeah. Think if you were trapped there as one of the other team members. So you are going to get super credibility from the team when you deal with this.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to sit them both down and go, you can either do it together or you can do it separate. I don't care. You've already tried it once, so I don't mind doing it together. Normally, I would at least try separately first. But you've already taken a few runs at this, so I'm going to sit down and say, ladies, I've been thinking about this, and I'm just deeply distressed. I want a place where everybody likes to come to work and feels good and is comfortable. And your all's constant bickering and fighting, we've talked about it before. I've just reached the end of my rope on it, and I'm not going to do it anymore. I want to be very clear with you so that you don't have some kind of expectation. I'm really completely done with this. I considered firing you both today, but instead I decided I'm going to just give you a one last chance for both of you. If one of you starts this crap again, that is the last day you work here.
Yeah.
And I hate to be that direct. I'm sorry to be that blunt, but I'm just so frustrated with y'all. You're destroying the quality of all of our lives by going at each other all the time. And we're all tired of it. And so we're not going to do it anymore. God gave me this to run, and I have to be strong enough to run it. So I'm declaring today 0 tolerance from this point forward. And does anyone have any questions or any comments? One of them may quit.
Mm-hmm.
That's happened to me before. Once you get that much up in their face and you're that clear, you don't have to raise your voice. You don't have to use cuss words. You don't have to be unkind. I'm not being unkind. I'm just being very, very, very clear.
Yeah, it's direct. Yeah.
And you know what? You might use the jump online with our EntreLeadership stuff and watch Brendan, our CTO's talk on uncomfortable conversations. And you might use that framework. He says to go into an uncomfortable conversation prepared. I'm doing it more off the cuff up to this point with you on the phone, okay? But he says go in completely prepared and sit down with them and say, all right, ladies, no one is losing their job today. This is going to be an uncomfortable conversation, and you make it really short, and you say, does anyone have any questions? I want to be on your team. I want to be here, and I have failed you by allowing this to go on too long. I should have dealt with it immediately, and now I'm having to deal with it 2 years later. That's my fault, but nevertheless, it's still where we are, and we're still not going to do this anymore. And it's like, I swear to God, it's like having 2 teenagers, in the house, and they're trying to kill each other. It's the same stuff. It's crazy. So, but that happens. It happens with men, happens with women, happens in office settings, happens with blue-collar jobs on the job site. This stuff happens all the time. And leadership, if you're strong, you have to step in. And Scott, the lesson you will learn from this is the sooner you nip it in the bud, the easier it is to deal with and the higher the probability of success of dealing with it. This has gone on so long for 2 years that I'm pretty sure you're going to lose one of them. You may lose both of them. And I'm okay with that if I'm you, because I'm really not going to work in an environment like that ever again. That's a good question. And you're a good man. You're a kind guy. You've been putting up with this crap. And I used to do the same thing, and now I'm not as kind. Now I just get right to it. I'm kind, but I just don't have any patience for it anymore. I just get right to it. These days, business as usual is anything but. Tariffs make trade policy a moving target, supply chains are squeezed, and your cash flow is tighter than ever. If your business can't adapt in real time, you're in a world of hurt. That's why you need NetSuite by Oracle, trusted by more than 42,000 businesses, including Ramsey Solutions. You need to see what's happening, what's stuck, and what's costing you, and how to fix it. NetSuite is the #1 cloud-based business management suite because it helps your business make the right decisions fast. It brings accounting, financial management, inventory, and HR into one place, so you're not left shuffling a dozen different spreadsheets. That gives you the visibility you need to make quick decisions based on actionable data. And NetSuite AI automates everyday tasks so your team can focus on strategy. It's one system for full control and no guesswork to tame the chaos. And right now, if your business is doing $1 million or more in annual revenue, download NetSuite's free ebook, Navigating Global Trade, 3 Insights for Leaders, at netsuite.com/Ramsey. That's netsuite.com/Ramsey. If you're stuck in the day-to-day operations of your business and it feels like there's never enough time for the important work that'll actually grow your business, well, you need to come to EntreLeadership Master Series. This conference is where business owners like you come to get a custom growth plan and learn the tactical strategies that'll make the most of your time and resources. Join us in Frisco, Texas this October 19 through 24. Go to EntreLeadership.com/Master Series or click the link in the show notes and you'll be there before you know it. Michelle is in Salt Lake City. Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Great. Thank you.
Good. How can we help?
So I am the managing member of a multi-member LLC that owns 2 restaurants, 2 full-service restaurants. And I am also the operations manager of one of the restaurants. That restaurant is currently functioning. The other one is not. I have
By functioning, you mean it's not open?
Yeah, it's not open.
Why did it close?
Well, that's part of the story.
Okay.
We had a couple of partners that started it and then had a falling out and closed it, and one left town and one wanted a divorce from us, and it's a big mess. It's a huge mess. Anyway.
So the only ship that won't sail is a partnership.
Yeah. Right, exactly. I know. So I never anticipated being in this position where I am the key person in the business. I was just I was doing little secretarial work, like that's what was my job. But when they fell apart, I had to take over. So now I'm looking at $375,000 worth of debt that was created by this other restaurant, and realizing that if I were to leave, it would all fall apart. And if I were to die, it would become my husband's problem. So
Who signed the notes?
So we have 4 partners. All of us are guarantors on the...
Including the 2 doobers that closed the restaurant and took off?
Yeah.
Do they have assets?
That's all. The lawyers are working on that right now. I've got them working on that right now. So we'll get that figured out. But my problem is, if something were to happen to me, I don't want my husband to have to deal with this mess. So I'm trying to figure out what the best way to go about creating a succession plan that would help my husband and not benefit those 2 goobers.
Buy life insurance on you.
Yes, life insurance. And who is the beneficiary? Just my husband?
Yeah,
or the business?
Your husband has a pile of money.
Yeah.
He can use the money as he sees fit to get the thing wrapped up and closed up and then try to recoup. Yeah. But, I mean, you take a $500,000 policy out on you, that'll pay for some lawyers and pay off the debt, and then he can use the lawyers to try to get some of the money out of all the other 3, 4. There's 5 people, right?
Yes.
Okay. The other restaurant, is there a piece of real estate involved or just a lease?
There is a lease, and those two are actually the signees on the lease, the guarantors on that lease. So they still have that on their plate.
So you're not on the lease?
I am not on the
lease.
lease.
And the LLC is not on the lease. The individuals are?
Correct, yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, let that landlord have that. Okay, is there any equipment in there that's yours?
Yes, and that's all.
Is there a leasehold lien on it by the landlord?
Yeah, no, by the bank, because on the SBA loan.
Awesome. And get the equipment and sell it.
Yes, we're working on that too. That's what the lawyers are doing. Yeah, I mean,
how profitable is the one that's running?
So I did about $800,000 last year. I'm looking like I'll be about $900,000 this year.
What's the net on that?
Probably about $100,000 net. So, yeah, not great, but
how much are you going to get out of this equipment?
Not much.
Not much. Yeah, use restroom equipment. Yeah.
Yeah. No. I mean, we've looked at lots of things. We're looking at bankruptcy, whatever.
You're not bankrupt.
I want to go, but
you're not bankrupt. You're profitable.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, with the other business, with the one that's not working, but because all the debt is in that business, really. But
you don't. Wait a minute. Well, but it has your name on it.
Yes. Yes.
If you bank, you have to bankrupt personally to get rid of the. It's going to come after you anyway.
Yeah. Yes, exactly.
Bankruptcy does not help. Bankruptcy is not going to help
at
all.
No, I know, which is why I don't want to go there.
Okay, so what's your path forward?
In terms of what?
If you live.
Sorry.
We figured out what to do if you die.
My path forward is to make it as profitable as possible, so pay off as much debt as possible so I can sell it and have something left over. That's the path forward. But I don't know if that's going to happen.
The current ownership of the one you're in is all 5 of you still, or one of them got bought out?
Yes. No, we've not bought anyone out.
Okay. He wanted a divorce, but it's not final.
Yeah, he wanted the divorce. I said, okay, fine. You take part of the debt. We'll take part of the debt. He said, okay. We sent him the papers. He said, no, I didn't really mean that. Yeah. It's a mess.
Not that part. Yeah, I wanted the other part.
Yeah, I wanted everything. I wanted you to give me everything and not have to pay for it. That was basically his response. So, yeah. So we're with the attorneys on that right now. But yeah, I was just wondering. Yes, do I? And what about my partner who has stuck with me because he's put a lot of money in? Do I take out a policy that benefits the business for him so he can buy out my shit? I mean, like I don't know how to.
Yeah, you could. You could do a buy sell. I would want if you just took out a policy that paid off the debt for him, but there's 2 other partners that are with you.
Right. Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, it would just be for the entity. You could leave the LLC the money to pay off the debt. Mm-hmm. And I would also leave your husband some money because you may need to, are you healthy?
Yes,
I am. How old
healthy.
are you?
50.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can go either way. We could either buy a $500,000 policy, or you could buy a, $750,000 policy, and and split the beneficiary up, and just say there's a beneficiary, some to the LLC, some to my husband, and then one of them gets it paid off, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But I would draft a buy sell agreement that includes death upon death. That and really all 3 of you ought to go buy policies if you're going to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
The 3 remaining partners, that if any of you die, it pays off the debt for the other 2, and gives you the money to buy out, which is not, there's no buyout. It's set free the other one. Because all we're trying to do with your husband is set him free. All we're trying to do with their wives is set them free.
Yeah.
Not profit. Okay.
Right.
And then, of course, the best thing that could happen is if you could get somebody to just give you $350,000 for this.
Yes.
Take it and run. Would the other 2 take it even though they got money in it?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, they've been so. Their answer, right? That doesn't matter. But
they've been what?
Well, no, they've been non-communicative. So.
No, your current good partners.
Oh, my good partners. Oh, yeah, I think they would. I think they would.
All right.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay.
So Okay, so I can have multiple beneficiaries.
Yeah, or you could just take two policies, either one.
Happen.
Either one's fine.
Yeah.
It's cheaper to have one, but not much.
Yeah.
Save you $100 or something.
Right.
But the
Okay.
policy fees. But the that's if you die. I'm still trying to figure out what your best way forward is. Yeah, you're right. Get it up where it's making a profit and pay off the debt. The problem is you're paying off the debt for the two doofuses that are gone.
Yes.
You've got to clear them to have sanity. Because otherwise you're
you are not
working
wrong.
for them for free.
100%. Yes, I know that.
Yeah.
And I mean, the last year, I've just really been just trying to get my head on straight. And now that it's on straight, I'm like, why am I supporting these guys?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And so I'm putting on an attorney all up in their business where they can't breathe because all they got's attorneys coming at them from the left and the right. I don't know what else to do since you can't get them to behave. But this is the problem. This is the problem. And the more partners you have, folks, the higher the probability of this. She got 2 good ones, 2 bad ones. That's hers. She's running 50%. If you get that, you're pretty good, actually, overall. But it ain't over yet either. So we'll see how it turns out. Ouch. I'm sorry, Michelle. Sorry y'all are facing this. Yeah, you got 2 big problems, a big pile of debt and some doofus partners. And, yeah, you got to work through both of them to end up prosperous here. And that you see what your challenge is. You got it in front of you. Go get them, kiddo. Go get them. Thanks for hanging out with us. If you want to help us out here on the EntreLeadership, we would love to have your help. You can do that by clicking the follow button, the subscribe button, the 5-star review. You leave that helps. Share the show. Let people know we're here. When you do that, it helps a lot. With the algorithms on the internet, it pushes everything this way, and we deeply appreciate it. Thank you very much. Chris is in Des Moines. Hey, Chris.
Hey, Dave. Thanks for taking my call.
Sure. What's up?
Yeah, I'm vice president of a general contracting business, and we got 21 employees, and we do about $10 million in revenue per year.
Good for you.
I'm wondering how I can manage employee time off that goes beyond the allotted amount of PTO with our expectations to be results-oriented.
Help me what you're talking about. Why would they want time off beyond PTO?
Well, they take unpaid time off beyond their PTO allotment.
Who said they could do that?
I guess we didn't say they couldn't.
Oh.
We want to be generous.
It's not generous. You can't get your work done because they're not at work.
Sure.
I mean, that's we give people all kinds of time off around here beyond their allotted PTO, but it goes before our HR committee, and the HR committee decides if this is an act of grace. Like, I've got one lady that's getting cancer treatments right now. Well, she's got a lot of extra time, and it's paid time off. It's not unpaid. I don't do unpaid time off because I want to take a vacation and I've used up my PTO. You need to be at work. That's why we hired you, to get the work done. And so we just don't do that. I mean, we occasionally do, but it's very rare. So I kind of work when I want to. That's like a part-time job or a contractor or something. And if you want to do that, you need to go work as a part-time job or a contractor somewhere. But here, we hired you for this salary amount, and we need the work done. So I just don't want to come to work today, or we're going on a fishing trip after I used up my PTO. No, that's not really a thing we do here.
Yeah, the PTO is, we give 3 weeks of PTO. We used to do sick leave and vacation leave, but we didn't want to manage
the difference, so you just lumped it all in together. Most people have. Right. We have too. Yeah, we don't have anything except PTO. And we're generous with the PTO. I forget what it is right now, but it's a bunch. And, but if I don't mind people having time off, that's not the point. But sometimes what we've run into is people don't manage their year very well. Mm-hmm. And they nickel and dime their way through the PTO, and then they look up and go, but I've got a vacation planned. I'm like, well, yeah, I guess you do. It's going to be a long one. No, I'm kidding. I wouldn't do that. But it's tempting, It's like you think about it. It does go through your mind.
Right.
Yeah. So,
Right.
I think you got to set your expectations at the higher.
Sure.
And if you reset expectations after the whole group's been doing one thing and you go, hey, guys, we've been pretty lax on this and we're not going to be anymore because we're not getting our work done because we're a results-oriented organization. We can't get our work done if you're not at work. And so you can't just take time off beyond PTO. The only time you can do that is some kind of an emergency situation that is approved, and we may approve it to be paid if it's a situation where we're extending grace. But we're not going to just take time off. Now, there's things under the Family Leave Act that you're required to do that.
Yep.
That's not what I'm talking about. You have to abide by the law on the Family Leave Act. Okay, but I'm talking about somebody just says, I just really don't want to work this week, No, I can't really go there. So, but I think when you this has been going on a while, and it's kind of become part of the culture, and when you make an announcement, staff meeting, this is what we're doing, guys, it's getting out of control, so we're going to have to tighten it up. We are now on a PTO only time off, with the exception of you get approval from me. And I'll give you approval paid or unpaid, depending on what the situation is. But I'll go ahead and forewarn you, we're not doing a bunch of unpaid for miscellaneous stuff. We're doing unpaid according to FMLA. That's all. And we're doing paid if there's a situation where you've got a problem in your family. And you just came back off a 2-week vacation, and then 3 weeks later, your grandmother passed away, and you want to go to the funeral for 2 days. I'll help you with that. Okay, we're kind about that. And we may send flowers to the funeral home. We love our people. We're not mean to our people. But I just want to, I just came off vacation, and I think I want another one. No. And I don't really care if I get paid or not. That means I've hired the wrong person.
Okay.
How much of that do you have out of 21 people?
In 2024, it was 4 salaried employees, and in 25, I'm anticipating 5 will go beyond. They're spending too fast. On PTO.
Their budget is going. Okay, and do they fall in a particular category of job description? Are they all somethings?
Nope. Various different positions within the company, but tends to be younger people.
Yeah, that's what we run into.
Generational.
That's what we run into. Yeah, and I want to work from home instead, so I'll just quit. And okay, we work from work, so you'll just have to. I'm sorry about that, but yeah. And so that's one of the areas we're running into it most. And some of it has to do with work ethic.
Yeah, and it seems like it's an entitlement to more time off.
Yeah. Like you think you're French or something. Yeah.
Plus the 6 holidays, and we give Christmas Eve and Friday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, we do all that, and then we give extra time at 4th of July. We do extra time on this and that. We're very generous, and then on top of that, we still get people that just don't want to come to work. So yeah, it doesn't happen much, but it's enough that you can tell I'm somewhat aggravated about it. But like you are. So I don't know. 4 out of 21. Do you address the whole company, or do you just address it to them?
Yeah, we've been trying to be generous.
No, I'm not being generous. I'm saying one off. Pull the 4 in one at a time and go, not doing this.
Sure.
Okay. When your time runs out, you're going to have to wait till your renewal date to take time off. Well, I'll just take it unpaid. No, you don't understand. We don't do unpaid time off anymore. You didn't know that. Yeah. And then you could just make a general announcement to the whole company. Hey, guys, manage your PTO carefully, because we're not doing any unpaid time off except for family emergencies or FMLAs.
Sure.
And so other than that, you're going to be at work. So y'all need to manage this pretty careful. And then I'd probably have a more detailed one-off conversation with these 4. And we definitely are going to address it in private with the individual. We're definitely going to do that if we see there's a problem or whatever. But I'll tell you, the instances we've had that are not aggravating are ones, and we do extend grace there, like I said, is where they just used up their last PTO, they got 4 months left, and then something bad happens in their family. and they do need to go to a funeral, or they do need to take, the husband is diagnosed with a brain tumor or something, and they've got to take some time off. That's going to be paid time off as an act of grace from people who love you that happen to also employ you. That's the way that's going to be. That's different than, I'm just sloppy, immature, and don't have any work ethic.
Right.
And if that's the case, you're just not going to be here, because you won't be here anyway much. So it's okay. It's going to work out for you. And pretty much once I set that, they'll usually exit and go do some work from home thing within about 6 months. They won't stay.
Sure.
Because I want more flexibility and work-life balance. Translation, I want to be paid for 8 hours from working from home while I really only work about 4. That's what's the problem with the work from home is the productivity goes off the cliff. The number of people that actually work the number of hours they're paid for when they work from home is close to 0. So no one does. They're too busy making a burrito for the dog. I mean, it's just, it's nuts. So anyway, that's the same category of what you're dealing with. It's the same place you're finding this. So they may need to get one of those jobs if that's the flexibility they're looking for, but I don't have one of those jobs. So I don't have one of those. Well, I want a job that does that. I'm sorry, I don't have one of those. I want a job that has, I'm sorry, I don't have one of those. This is the job I've got. And if you want to be here, this is how we do it. And so if you want to be a we, this is what we do. It's a good question, Chris. I like it. Thanks for letting me discuss it with you. I think you're going to handle it well. You sound like a very solid, mature leader. And I'm probably going to have one-off discussions with each of the 4 and then a general reset with the whole company, let everybody know the information. Might even just send out a real brief email. Hey, guys, just be aware. A couple folks had trouble managing their PTO, and I want to make sure everybody's on notice that this is where we are. And then it's in writing, and just put that in the HR file and go on with your life. That's how it works, the whole thing. So good stuff. Hey, man, appreciate you calling. That's good. You're a good guy. You're going to be a great leader. You already are a great leader. You're doing a good job. Very cool. Thanks for joining us, America. We're glad you're here. Jake is with us in Pittsburgh. Hey, Jake, what's up?
Hi, Dave. How are you today?
Better than I deserve. How can I help?
So I'm an associate attorney at an estate planning law firm. We have 7 team members. It's 3 attorneys and 4 staff. We did about $710,000 last year, and we are on pace for about $875 this year. I'm 27, and at the start of this year, I was offered a chance to be a partner at the firm. And so my question is, should I accept that offer of partnership at my firm?
Okay. What are you making?
Salary?
Yeah.
Salary just got bumped up to $100,000.
And you're one of the 3 lawyers?
Yes.
The other 2 guys own it?
So we started with a founder who retired at the start of this year. He started the firm back in 2010.
He's no longer a partner.
Right, no longer a partner. And so there's the managing partner, and then there's myself and another associate. And
so there's only one guy owns it right now?
Right, that's correct.
Okay. All right, and he's offering both of you a partnership?
That's correct.
Okay. And then you've got 7 team members that are your overhead.
So it's 7 including the 3 of us. So
I'm sorry, 4 team
staff.
members. 4 team members that are your overhead. Okay, because you guys are the revenue producers.
That's
and
correct.
you made your salary or your total income last year is $100K.
So my total income last year was probably closer to 80.
Oh, this year you're gonna make 100. Okay.
Right.
Okay. All right, I'm with you. So the only quote partnership that I have seen work long term are medical partnerships and law firms, because it's a different structure of partner and a different process than 2 guys opening up a heat and air together or an electrical engineering firm together. Those typically don't last 10 years outside of there. So I'm willing to entertain this discussion versus the lady earlier in the show that has 5 partners and 2 failing restaurants, and that whole thing's a nightmare. So this is quite different. So what are the terms of partnership?
So this is where I pick up my shovel and start digging a hole for myself here, Dave, because the terms are not exactly certain right now. We've had verbal discussions, but it comes down to the managing partner doesn't want to require us to buy in to the firm, so he's more or less gifting myself and the other associate 20% equity stake in the firm. Mm-hmm. And so we're not buying in at all. He's going to give us a seat at the table. And up until recently, we had been discussing certain requirements as far as the revenue production that each of us would be expected to maintain in order to maintain our seat at the table. But we've since gone a different path in our discussions. So as I understand it, it's right now projected to be an unconditional, just sort of gift.
Okay, so what is the purpose of you being a partner?
Well, I think part of the purpose, as it's been explained to me, is that the managing partner feels a little overwhelmed with the business, and he would like to delegate some of the managerial authority to myself and the other associate.
Okay. All right. And what is the exit in the event of death, disability, or retirement?
Yeah, so we don't really have an articulated vision for that.
Do you know someone at another law practice, even if they're not in Pittsburgh, that you could ask for some examples, some best practices on how to structure this?
Yeah, I have some mentors that I've reached out to.
I think they will know better than I know. Because what I want to do is find an old law firm that has 40 partners or 20 partners or at least 10, and they've got comings and goings. They've got death, disability, they've got retirement, they've got all kinds of different, and they've got people that they threw out because they weren't working or whatever. And I want to know what their structure looks like because it's survived a while.
Right.
Rather than the three of you sitting around and making this up. That scares me.
Yeah, especially because this isn't our practice area. And so it kind of feels a little bit out of our depth to be structuring a business organization as estate planners.
Oh, you mean the actually business structure is not your practice area? Yeah, that's fine. That's not a big deal. That wouldn't. But I mean, if you were a dentist, I'd tell you the same thing. Let's find somebody that knows how to do this. That has had the agreement that's in place, the processes that are in place and agreed to, have survived at least a decade. And I want to see their document. I want to see their structure. What's the term sheet, so to speak, of their approach, and then that tells me if I mimic that, I've at least got a shot at this working.
Right.
Yeah, most law firms, I'm not aware. I don't remember law firms having people buy in anyway. When you make partner, it's usually because you worked your butt off for a period of time, and they want to keep you around, and so they make you partner so that you share in the profits of the law firm and you create your revenue stream as well.
Right. Okay.
And that's typically what the motivation behind it. And so today you get paid a salary or an hourly or whatever, but they're making a profit on every one of your hours. Right?
Well,
no.
Profit is another concern for why I might turn down this opportunity. So we, like I said, did 710 last year. We're on pace for about 875 this year. The problem is that when the managing partner the founding partner retired, the managing partner increased payroll across the board, and we're projected right now, by my math, for about $900,000 as our annual expenses, which is projecting for about a $25,000 loss. So there isn't really any profit in the firm right now.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want me to become a 20% owner in something that loses money? Oh, thank you for the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it kind of feels like we've been, when the founding partner was running things by himself, it was sort of a treadmill operational, treadmill operator type of stage. And then he added somebody else, the current managing partner, to the treadmill with him. And now the founder left and the managing partner is by himself on the treadmill, and he's looking for other people to join on the treadmill and power it.
Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah, it might be wise then. You do need to get some best practices that I can't provide you. I don't have the knowledge as far as how to structure something. B, it might be wise to tap the brakes and let's get the thing profitable. And that's your math. Let's see his math. And, the three of you sit down together and say, okay, we're going to work to help you get it profitable. When we get it profitable, let's revisit the thing, because there's no point in making us a 20% owner in a losing endeavor. It doesn't do you any good, doesn't do us any good. Because I'm not writing you checks to become an owner. I can tell you that for sure.
Right.
And so I think you tap the brakes. I think it's wise for him and you. Let's get this thing up and running. Let's get the wrinkles ironed out after the other guy left, and we got to get the overhead to match the revenue. Let's all jump in here and create a bunch of revenue, a bunch of billable hours. Let's go to get our work done, and let's get the thing to $1.5 million, and it's making $300,000 or $400,000, and then we got something to talk about. And then if you want to give us a seat at the table, fine. Meantime, if you need a little help with the administrative stuff, I'll throw in any hours I got. I'll just help you, and let's just try to get it going, because it's a small operation.
Sure.
It's not 60 or 70 people running around the building. I mean, you two lawyers can help him manage the 3 people or 4 people. That's not really, and a little bit of administrative stuff. So I can take some of that on as just a part of being an employee here. That's fine. And meanwhile, let's go make a little money. And then let's revisit this in a year if we can get it running and get things moving. And then there's a benefit to it. You don't have to give me 20% to get a little help with the admin. I'll just help you. That's what I would do today. I don't think you got anything here you want, and so there's no point in taking it. It doesn't do any good at all. I wouldn't go that way. So you're a good man. You're thinking this through. You're wise. Your analytical skills, of course, are excellent. And so I think you just thank him for the generosity, and let's go from there. So there you go. Hey, folks, remember, better a weary warrior than a quivering critic. This world needs more high-quality leaders. So take courage and lead. I'm Dave Ramsey, your host. Thanks for joining us on EntreLeadership.